So I want to give you a little bit more information here that will help you work a bit more with pie charts and donut charts and scorecards. But first of all, just a quick little clarification here with pie charts and with donut charts. So really, with pie charts and donut charts, they're pretty similar. It's just donut charts are shown as a ring, and they're circles divided into sections where each part represents part of the whole. And these charts are often used to show breakdowns of totals. And it's usually demographic data like gender, population, age groups. And so we're going to focus on age groups in our demonstration here in this next little bit here with this video. But there's a simple graphic with music, taste, with a simple difference there between pie charts and donut charts. Now, I want to take you back to this dashboard, and I fixed it now, but maybe some of you are having this problem too. There were some blanks in my spreadsheet, and they look like this. There are blanks over here, and I put titles down here for average scores, some scores, and then some more blanks over here. And then when Google Data Studio was putting this into a pie chart, it was counting those blanks as well, which was a bit of an issue, right? Because we want it basically to ignore those blank fields, those blank cells. So all I did, it was pretty easy. I just went over here to data, in case you're on style, just choose data instead. And then you go to the data source. For me, it's this grade 7 hand-eye coordination project data source, and you click on the pencil to edit it. This pops up, and you can mostly ignore it. You just go edit connection. And then down here, this is nice because you see in the bottom right here, I can tell Google Data Studio exactly which cells to pay attention to. And in this case, I want A1 cell all the way up to I14. So let's check that out. Here we are again. Here's cell A1. You can see a column is highlighted, one row is highlighted, and we want it to pay attention to all these cells that I'm highlighting right now, all the way up to row 14, all the way over to column I. And then basically we can tell Google Data Studio to ignore these other blank areas and my subtitles because really it's just going to mess things up. So after I tell it the range that I want it to pay attention to, you just do reconnect. And in this case, there's no changes because I already fixed it. And then you'll be back to this screen and you click done. And it should refresh your data here because this table is what we use to generate this pie chart. And it should refresh it without any null values or blank values. And this is what we want. So that's good. That's a very helpful tip that might help you with making sure that your data is making sense. All right, let's head back to this existing pie chart and make a few tweaks so perhaps it'd be a little bit more readable. And what we'll do is, first of all, we'll come over and select the pie chart itself, and we'll go over to Style. And under Style, by the way, you can see you can select different amount of slices that you want to be displayed on your pie chart. And also you should know that generally you want to aim for around 4 pieces of pie in a pie chart. Much more than that, and it looks too cluttered. It's not very readable. So 4 is sort of the magic number for pie charts and for donut charts. So let's scroll down here to the labels. Right now we've got a white font color. Actually, sorry, it's like a gray. I'm going to change it to a black. And for the label, I'm good. Instead of an auto font size, I'm going to choose, let's say, 18. Wow, look at that. That makes a nice difference already. Much bigger. So that's looking good. I'm going to leave that. But now look at this. Look at the legend. The legend's not looking great. So black's probably fine for the font color. But again, let's go over here, change it to 18 or so. That's looking much better. And actually, you can make the legend disappear if you want by clicking none here, or you can have it displayed to the right as we had it before. You can have it at the bottom, you can have it up top. There's a few choices there, but I like it where it is here. So that's looking good. I'm liking the changes so far. All right, now let's move on to donut charts. So here's our pie chart, and we're just going to go into style and we're going to hide the legend because that's not going to be very useful to us for a donut chart. So there we go, it's gone now. And we're going to go up here to, instead of up to here to select donut chart instead of pie. So that's easy enough. We just click on donut chart. There, that changes. That's nice and easy. And we're going to leave the rest of it for now. But what we want to do is, since we've lost our legend that was appearing over here, we're going to do something that really brings out and highlights certain points of your data. And that tool is called a scorecard. And here it is here under Add a Chart, and we go to Scorecard. Okay, there's a scorecard with compact numbers and then just regular scorecard. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to put it over here so, people can see that it's part of the donut chart, but it's just sort of highlighting something important about the donut chart. And this is all good, but now as you can see, it's got a record count. We don't want that. We want, let's see here, we want to change that so that it has, for its metric, it has its grade and age. So we'll drag that over into the metric. Oh, sorry, no, not the metric. That's supposed to be for the dimension up here for the dimension. And then for the metric, it's still record count. So go over to record count, drag that in. That's good because there's 13 people that responded. Basically what it means. And we can click on the pencil here in the metric area for record count and just change it. And let's say that we want to focus on showing how many teachers responded. So we're gonna fix that up. So we'll change the title to be teachers. That's good. And then click away. You can see the title's changed. And then what we need to do now to get like the actual number of teachers is we leave everything that we've done so far the same, but you scroll down a little bit more and you add a filter. So it's a scorecard filter. There it is. So you go add a filter, and I've already got some here, but we're going to ignore it for now because I'm going to pretend like it's your first time doing this. And I'll go create a filter. And this is a nice, easy window to fill out. So we can put teacher filter here. I'll call it teacher 2 filter because this is the second time I've done it. And we want it to include, yes, you do include or exclude, but we want it to include from the grade and range data or the grade and age. And we want to make sure that it contains, there's a number of choices there too, but we just want it to contain the word teacher. And by the way, capitals matter. So if you have capitals in your data, like the capital T for teacher, make sure you use a capital here too. And then I click save. And then look at that, it changes it. It is a little bit picky though about making sure that you have the capitals and that you follow those steps that I just showed. So there, now we can actually also change the style of this a little bit so it doesn't look so awkward. We could change the font and the size, but I'm just going to center that title so it's uh, looking a little bit more pleasing to the eye. I'm going to center the metric value and then just leave those alone. And then I'm going to resize this a little bit. That's looking good. Let's just do one more. And by the way, you can add a border to this as well under the style. And there's lots of choices that they give you for formatting these objects. and formatting the text boxes. But let's do one more, and this time we'll highlight grades 6 to 8. So add a chart. We're going to do this one, the scorecard. I'm going to drag it over here, and this time we're going to put it just a little bit lower, but still line it up with the one that's above. There we go. Look for those red guidelines so that we can line up the left edge. Yep. And it says record count, which is okay, but we want to change it so that it has a title that makes more sense, like grades 6 to 8. Oops. Grades 6 to 8. That's good. And then it says 13. We know that's wrong. So we add a filter, scorecard filter. It is up here, but I'll create a new one. Again, assuming that it's your first time doing it. Grade 6 to 8 must include from the grade age data, has to contain, I don't have to type the whole thing. I'm just going to go 6 to 8 because I know it looks like that in my spreadsheet. And then click save. And then bam, it changes it. So this is nice because you can put these scorecards anywhere you want and it really highlights important numbers for the readers of whoever is looking at your dashboard, okay? So these scorecards are a nice option for you as well. And again, maybe center it and format it so it looks a little bit nicer.